Late nights at Lake Havoc. My friends and I had always been fascinated with the macabre and the supernatural. We were thrill seekers, constantly searching for the next adrenaline rush to satisfy our insatiable curiosity. It was during the summer of 1998 that we stumbled upon Lake Havoc, a place that would change our lives forever. Lake Havoc was a remote, isolated body of water nestled deep within the heart of a dense forest. Its name alone was enough to send shivers down anyone's spine, but that only fueled our desire to explore its mysteries. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the trees, we decided to embark on our late-night adventure. My friends, Mark, Sarah, and I gathered our backpacks, flashlights, and a few snacks for the journey. We set out just as the first stars began to twinkle in the night sky. The forest was alive with the sounds of chirping crickets and rustling leaves, creating an eerie symphony that seemed to beckon us deeper into its depths. The trail leading to Lake Havoc was overgrown and difficult to navigate. We stumbled through the underbrush, our flashlights cutting through the darkness like blades. As we walked, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched, that unseen eyes were following our every move. After what felt like hours, we finally reached the shore of Lake Havoc. The moon's pale light illuminated the water's surface, casting an ethereal glow. It was beautiful, hauntingly so. The lake was perfectly still, like a dark mirror reflecting the heavens above. We set up camp near the water's edge, eager to begin our exploration. The air was thick with anticipation as we shared ghost stories and legends about the lake. Locals had always whispered about strange happenings around Lake Havoc, disappearances, eerie sightings, and unexplained phenomena. But we brushed them off as superstition, thinking ourselves immune to the fear that gripped the townsfolk. As the night wore on, the atmosphere grew increasingly unsettling. The forest seemed to close in around us, the trees swaying as if they had a life of their own. We laughed nervously, blaming our unease on overactive imaginations and too many horror movies. But then, we heard it. A soft, melodic singing drifting from the depths of the lake. At first we thought it might be a bird, but as the sound grew closer, we realized it was something else entirely. It was a woman's voice, like a siren's call, luring sailors to their doom. We exchanged nervous glances and followed the sound, our flashlights cutting through the darkness. The singing seemed to beckon us further into the water. Mark, ever the daredevil, suggested we take a boat and investigate. Sarah and I hesitated, but curiosity got the better of us, and we agreed. We found an old rowboat tethered to a rotting dock. The wood creaked and groaned as we climbed in, the boat feeling unsteady beneath us. Mark took the oars and we pushed off from the dock, slowly rowing towards the source of the singing. The further we rowed, the more hypnotic the singing became. It filled our ears and seemed to seep into our very souls. The moonlight danced on the water's surface, creating an eerie, almost otherworldly ambiance. As we approached the center of the lake, we saw her, a woman standing waist-deep in the water, her long wet hair clinging to her pale skin. She sang with an ethereal beauty that was impossible to resist. Her eyes, however, were vacant, devoid of any emotion. We were captivated by her, unable to look away. She beckoned us closer with a slender, pale hand, and we obeyed, our movements sluggish as if we were in a trance. We were drawn to her like moths to a flame. Suddenly, Sarah gasped and pointed towards the water around us. We were surrounded by dozens of pale, ghostly figures, all reaching out towards us with skeletal hands. Panic coursed through my veins as I realized the horrifying truth. Lake Havoc was not what it seemed. With a burst of adrenaline, I grabbed Mark and Sarah, snapping them out of their trance-like state. We rowed furiously back towards the shore, the singing and the ghostly figures fading behind us. As we reached the safety of land, we looked back at the lake, now calm and still once more. We never spoke of that night to anyone, but the memory haunted us in our dreams. We had escaped the clutches of Lake Havoc, but we knew that others might not be so lucky. The lake held its secrets well, and we had come dangerously close to becoming one of them. In the years that followed, we heard whispers of disappearances and strange happenings around Lake Havoc. It seemed that the lake's dark secrets continued to claim victims just as it had almost claimed us that fateful night. We had ventured into the unknown, seeking a thrill, but what we found was a darkness that still haunts us to this day. Lake Havoc remains a place of mystery and dread, a place where late nights can go horribly wrong, and where the line between reality and the supernatural blurs into an endless, chilling abyss.